Hi, Hazel Park community and friends. We hope that you enjoyed your spring break and that you were safe and stayed masked up. We will not be returning to in-person learning. We will be learning remotely and will be returning, we hope, back April 12th. It is vital that you remain social distance during this time. We know that many of you had an opportunity to travel and have a lot of fun, but it is really vitally important that we are going to remain safe during this next week. If you haven't had a chance to see, the percent of positivity in Oakland County is at 13.5%, which is almost double from what it was last week. Our cases are skyrocketing, and we know that people are getting vaccinated, but clearly not fast enough. If you traveled over spring break, the CDC and the Michigan Department of Health recommends that 3 to 5 days after that you return from traveling, that you get tested. And then on top of that, you stay home in quarantine for a full 7 days. Even if you don't get tested, they recommend that you stay home. This is even if you were vaccinated, because you are still capable of getting sick, especially with the new variants that are traveling around. So please think about if you traveled away, unless you traveled with just your family and you didn't come into contact with anyone else, that you take the time to get tested 3 to 5 days afterwards, and that you remain in your home, and that you make sure you're traveling with your masks. We're also asking that you try over these next 7 days to avoid crowds. Make sure you're wearing a mask, and that if you do have friends over, that they're only your close contacts and family members. It is really important that we take this opportunity to quarantine and make sure that we're ready to come back to school to provide a safe environment so that we're able to have a safe, effective last 2 months of school. You know, we're really hoping and praying that we're able to have a graduation and other exciting events for the remainder of the school year. We're only going to be able to do this with your help. We can't do it alone. So please mask up and follow those social distancing guidelines. We also are going to begin testing our student athletes. This comes down from the Athletic Association. It does not come from Hazel Park Schools. So starting the week of April 5th, all student athletes will have to be tested once a week before they can practice or participating in sports. Please watch your emails, and your students should watch their emails as well. Also, if you didn't sign your athlete's consent form, please have your child see their coach so that they can get another form. Again, they can't practice or they can't compete without their test. I also want to remind you that it's that time of the year for open enrollment. So please watch your mailbox. Everybody has to re-register, and it's really super important that you do it as early as possible. This is the time that you can decide for next year on if you're going to return to in-person if you were virtual, or if you were in person if you wanted to go virtual. This will help us make sure that we've determined our staffing correctly for the fall and that we have all the teachers in place. There's a tremendous amount of teachers retiring all over the state and country. We want to make sure that we have the very best teachers in place for all of you as the fall begins. We are so lucky to have amazing teachers, staff, custodians, secretaries, and principals in place, and we want to make sure that we do the same thing for you for next year. Please remember, don't let your guard down. We can beat this virus. If you haven't gotten vaccinated and you're eligible to, please take the time to do so. This is the only way that we're all going to beat this. We're all counting on you. Help us finish this year strong. Thanks for all of your support. We're fortunate to have you as parents and our community members here in Hazel Park Schools. Have a great weekend.